What was the Battle of Bell Street in round 5 of the VFL? The Northern Blues were hosting the Coburg Lions. Reece, they'd met each other 149 times in the past, and it was 73 wins each with 3 draws. Today was a big occasion, I think, for everybody, in particular Coburg, because they were looking for their first win as a standalone club again, having spent 11 years with Richmond, and they started the better.
Yes, they certainly did. They come out with some real purpose and they attacked the ball, they attacked the man. Their attack on the ball was just terrific. And this guy, Featherstone, I know nothing really about him, but he just set the game alight. And he was by far the best, by far the best player on the ground, I thought anyway. But just on a day that didn't really seem to suit the forwards, he just stood out.
He did. He kicked a goal in the opening quarter. He set another one up, and Coburg actually had, in a low-scoring first quarter, they had a narrow lead, 5-point lead, 2 goals to 1-1 at quarter time. In the second quarter, the Northern Blues were able to settle and they were able to move back into the game, in particular late. They got a couple of goals very late after, I suppose, Coburg just started to tire close to half-time.
Yeah, at the end of each quarter, the Coburg did seem to tire, and that's probably down to the fact that they're part-time footballers playing against a lot of professional footballers in the Northern Blues team. But one thing you can't take away is attitude and heart, and that's what they had tons of, Coburg, and they just continually won the hard ball. They were just by far the best team all day on the day and deserved winners.
Well, the rain came at half-time and it made a bit of a scrap in the third quarter. This goal from Joel Wilkinson early in time on in the third quarter, he tried to inspire his teammates, and it did for a moment, but they weren't. That challenge was snuffed out by a couple of late goals from Daniel Cooper, who we saw snapping one there, and then Coulson got one at the 27-minute mark. But at three-quarter time, you felt the Northern Blues were coming, but it was still a 5-goal lead, because what had happened in that third quarter, the Blues wasted opportunities. It was 2 goals 8 to 5 goals 2.
Yeah, and bad kicking, as you mentioned during the call, is bad football. But look, the Blues, they were able to come out in the final quarter and get a couple of goals on it, and they looked like they might have been able to really just lift enough. And we see Armfield, I think it was, here kicking a goal, and that was 2 goals in a minute and a half to start the quarter. And once again, we see Featherstone again, and he was just instrumental down forward, whether he was kicking goals or handing them off as he did on that occasion. Just a terrific effort by him.
There was still time for a bit of a late challenge, and when Cripps put this one through his third at the 28-minute mark, the margin was back to within 2 goals, but they just couldn't quite finish the job, the Northern Blues. The emotion on the Coburg skipper, Nick Carnell, and all of his teammates' faces was just wonderful to see. They thoroughly deserved their victory. In the end, it was just a 9-point win after a 33.5-minute last quarter, which must have felt like an hour and a half to Peter German and all the Coburg players. In the end, the Coburg Lions were too good. 12-6-78. The Northern Blues, 9-15-69. It was the Lions' first win for season 2014.